keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Welcome back to Last Minute Living. I've got some new kit. I just bought some microphones this morning, so hopefully it's going to sound a bit better for you guys, especially when we get into some of the windy stuff down the track. But today we promised you a review on the XTM drawers. Now I haven't taken everything out, but we're going to focus on the drawers. I'm going to leave the stuff that I have put in there just as a bit of a guide for the people who haven't watched my other videos, what we're using them for. So without further ado, we'll crack in. We'll start talking about the pros, the cons. Obviously I had a different setup before, so we'll talk about do I like the difference, which one I prefer, and things like that. So hopefully the audio sounds good for you guys, but we'll jump in and we'll have a look at these drawers. So for those who know XTM drawers, pretty sure they're a BCF brand. So I got them from a friend of mine. Like I said, different sizes. I'll pop a few of the different sizes up there. I'm pretty sure these are 950s. You can get proper ute drawers, which are, I think, 1200 in length. So let's just go through the basic features. Obviously, their drawers slide out, slide in, lock in, bottle opener there, handy. Pretty decent mechanism. They are lockable. I don't have the keys for them, but not a biggie for me. In here we have a pretty sizable chopping board. Look, to be honest, a little bit flimsy when you come out that far, but it also does lock in halfway, so that might actually be usable. So something to keep in mind. I probably wouldn't, if you had it full length, you could probably put something on there, like a plate or something like that, but that's probably about all I would do. So little pull tab there, you just push that in, slides it out, goes back in, should lock, so it should click like that. Next up we have the top. So the top slides out as well, as you can see, obviously for things like a fridge and my box, which I have attached in the previous video. Really good, just gives you that extra access. That's super handy. So that's what I'm enjoying about it at the moment. That, just lift that up, pull it out, should lock in, and that is pretty much the rundown of the drawers. So let's talk about the pros and cons. So pros and cons. Obviously I had a box set up before. Partly was the removability of it all, so I could take it all out and use my ute as a ute. For some people that might be a necessity, some people it might not. So obviously those who have seen my previous video saw how I put these drawers in on a false floor. So that's sort of given me the best of both worlds. If we're talking pros, 100% these drawers have made my life so much easier, because beforehand I would have the big box, and more often than not things get piled on top of it. Makes it really hard to have that accessible. So whenever you need to get something, you'll be moving stuff around and it'll just turn your tray into an absolute disaster. So what it's also done, obviously uses the space a bit more productively, with the fridge now being up higher and also being able to access everything in there. So that works really well. Obviously having the fridge tied down. Look, they do have tie down points on the sides. I couldn't find what I wanted. There was, you know, those little clips that you sort of push and slide them down with rings on them. I couldn't find them. Didn't really worry me too much. Found these little plates, had the straps, so I was happy with that. I couldn't find any XTM branded ones that would go straight in there, so that's probably a little bit disappointing, but as I didn't buy these from the shop directly, I don't know if they come with them, so something to keep in mind. Basically, the best thing about these is just being able to get that, open that up, and look at that. I've got plenty of space. I can get right in there, access everything I need to access. So that is super handy. And like I mentioned, the different size of the drawers, the shorter ones actually end up working for me because tables, chairs, all that kind of stuff are not sitting on the drawers. So that allows me to get the fridge out easy enough without having extra weight on the rest of those drawers and having to pull that with me. With that being said, that's probably my wrap up on the usability. I like them. The drawers are really smooth. The mechanism, super easy. The drawers themselves are actually really solid. I don't mind that. A lot of people go through and redo all the nuts and bolts. I haven't done it because, to be completely honest, I can't be bothered. So at first glance, pretty good. Like I said, the drawers themselves are good. They slide in really easily. The mechanism works well. So going on to a few little cons, they're not major. I mean, there's certain things like you can sort of see that you know, that's actually locked in and it's moving around a fair bit, which, yeah, look, it could be a bit more solid, but because they're on rollers, I think you're going to struggle to find that. So it sort of has to move because otherwise it's not going to roll. Other con, look, I think you can get them. I think you can get the drawers without this. I don't know what the price difference is. If there is a price difference, I'll drop it down. Well, I'll put it on screen. Because, yeah, to be honest, probably pretty useless. But like I said, halfway you could put a bit decent weight, so you can cut bait on that, or just do your basic little cutting and stuff. But just remember, it is out and about, so I mean, probably give it a wipe down before you do anything. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with these drawers so far. The big one for me, compared to the two setups that I have had, the first setup was all these boxes, so that was way easier to get things in and out to use my ute as a ute. But since going to the drawers now, obviously I can take them out, but it is a bit of a mission because they're really heavy. Obviously I have to be taking fridges and everything off, so I have to basically dismantle it, I suppose, which is easy enough. But getting these drawers out with that false floor is definitely going to be a 2, if not a 3-man job. So I'm lucky enough that when I do need to use my ute as a ute, I've got people around so I can take that out. That's no drama at all. But for some people that might not be such a luxury, so keep that in mind. Obviously that's going to depend on how you mount it. But to be honest, so far I'm pretty happy with them. I like the colour scheme as well. Black, pretty simple. Obviously if you get the wings, they'll be black as well. That's personal preference, up to you. But that's basically my rundown of the drawers. Like I said, pretty good. They come out, look pretty far. For what I need, this is more than enough. So this is the two, that's the drawers there. So any longer, they'll be coming out probably about here. Probably not too bad. Look, if I had to reach, yeah, okay, you could probably still access most of the drawer. But this size is pretty good for what I need, so I'm pretty happy with that. I suppose that's the only drama for me is literally taking these out when I need to. But if you're permanently mounting them, I'm actually convinced that drawers are the way to go. I was quite against drawers because I didn't know how to pull them out, but now that I've worked out how I'm going to mount them, I think it's a good little investment. So yeah, for those who are interested, I haven't obviously used them an astronomical amount, so I might have to come back maybe in a year's time or something like that, and let you know how they all how they fare up. So obviously my friend had them for quite a while. I've now got them. They're still running pretty good. No real issues. Probably just maintain it every now and then. But I think it's going to do just fine. So firstly, I want to say thanks to everyone. We ticked over 800 subscribers just last week. So if you're following on the socials, you would have seen that. So thanks heaps for everyone tuning in, subscribing. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Obviously next week we're going to have to think of something, but I'm going to have to see if we can get a break in the rain and head out, because yeah, it's getting a little bit boring doing these videos in the back of my car. So fingers crossed we can get a break in the weather. We'll head out. We might even look at some fishing, maybe some forward driving. I've been checking in with Loza down at Lano and hasn't had much luck. So we'll see how we go. But we might go down and have a bit of a burn in the dunes one weekend. So we'll see how we go. But thanks again for 800 subscribers, guys. That's pretty amazing. So thanks for tuning in. That's another episode of Last Minute Living. Hope you enjoyed that quick little review on the XTM draws. We'll see you next week. Hopefully the audio sounds good. The mics will be here to stay, so we'll just fine tune it as we go along. But thanks for tuning in. See you guys.